Hello friends, welcome to Infinity for All. Today we will begin with the last theorem of the unit of line integrals from the syllabus of semester 5 maths paper 1. The statement says let f is equal to p comma q is a continuously differentiable function defined on a simply connected region D in R2, then we have to show that p dx plus q dy is equal to 0 around every closed curve C if and only if dabba p upon dabba y is equal to dabba q upon dabba x for all x comma y belonging to D and the curve C is also in D. So basically the function f comprises of p and q. It is continuously differentiable and simply connected, and then we have to show whatever is asked for. Let us begin with the proof. The proof says to prove that dabba p upon dabba y is equal to dabba q upon dabba x for all x comma y belonging to D. Okay, and we are given that closed integral over c p dx plus q dy is equal to 0, that is nothing but f is conservative where f is equal to p comma q. Since f is conservative, from the previous equivalent statements that we have seen, we can say that there exists a c1 function, or we can also say that potential function small f such that capital F will be equal to gradient of small f, where f will be the potential function of capital F. But we know that capital F is nothing but equal to p comma q, and gradient f can be written as dabba f upon dabba x comma dabba f upon dabba y. Let us equate the individual terms. So dabba f upon dabba x is equal to p, or p is equal to dabba f upon dabba x, and the second will be q is equal to dabba f upon dabba y. Now we have to prove dabba p upon dabba y is equal to dabba q upon dabba x. So let us differentiate p with respect to y and q with respect to x. So the term becomes dabba p upon dabba y is equal to dabba f upon dabba x dabba y. Be careful with the order of writing dabba x and dabba y. And for q it will be dabba q upon dabba x is equal to dabba f upon dabba y into dabba x. So we can write dabba p upon dabba y is equal to f x y, and dabba q upon dabba x will be equal to f y x. Okay, but f is c1 function, or it is continuously differentiable once, but f is a c1 function. C1 means continuously differentiable once, therefore fxy will be equal to fyx. Okay, so the right hand sides of both the equations are same, so we can say that the left hand sides are also equal. So dabba p upon dabba y will be equal to dabba q upon dabba x. This is what we had to prove for the first half of the proof. Now we have to prove the converse. That is, we are given that dabba p upon dabba y is equal to dabba q upon dabba x, and we have to prove that f is conservative. So conversely, suppose dabba p on dabba x dabba p upon dabba y is equal to dabba q upon dabba x for all x comma y belonging to D. To prove that closed integral of p dx plus q dy upon c is equal to 0. That is nothing but f is conservative. That is f is conservative, where f is equal to p comma q. It's better we write it because it helps us to understand the proof better. That is to prove that closed integral of c f is equal to 0, because f is nothing but p comma q. Now there are two cases here. The case one is that we consider c as a simple curve. So we will write suppose C is a closed curve enclosing the region D. So C is a curve and the interior region is D. So for Green's theorem we need an enclosed figure. That is why we can use Green's theorem here for the region D that is closed by the curve C. So by Green's theorem, integral over C p dx plus q dy is equal to double integral over the region D dabba q upon dabba x minus dabba p upon dabba y, and it will be dx dy. The original Green's theorem that we have studied, we have seen m in place of p and n in place of q. Here there is just change of denotation. But we can see left hand side is equal to closed integral over c of the function f, and the right hand side remains the same. But we know that dabba p upon dabba y is equal to dabba q upon dabba x. Let us write it. Given dabba q upon dabba x is equal to dabba p upon dabba y, therefore closed integral over dabba q upon dabba x minus dabba p upon dabba y, double integral over d dabba q upon dabba x minus dabba p upon dabba y dx dy will be equal to 0. Since the right hand side is equal to 0, therefore left hand side, that is closed integral of f over c, will be equal to 0. Therefore f is conservative. This is what we had to prove. Now this was case 1. Now we will see case 2, where C is not a simple closed curve, but we are dividing into small parts or small curves that will be simple curves. So if C is not a simple closed curve, we break C into a number of simple closed curves. Okay, let us rewrite it. Closed integral over C capital F will be equal to the individual closed integrals of the simple closed curves. So let us name it as C1, C2 and C3. I will show the diagrams later. First let us see the proof. The diagrams of figures are just for our simplification. So here we will apply Green's theorem for individual closed integrals over C1, C2 and C3. So first for C1, we get Closed integral over CF is equal to double integral over d1 dabba q upon dabba x upon dabba p upon dabba y dx dy. Now why d1? Because we have seen that we have divided C into three curves C1, C2, C3, and the regions enclosed are respectively D1, D2 and D3. But here also we know that dabba q upon dabba x is equal to dabba p upon dabba y. So closed integral over C1 f is equal to double integral over d1 0 dx dy will be equal to 0. Now this was for the curve C1 and the region D1. Similarly, closed integral over C2 capital F is equal to 0 and closed integral over C3 capital F is equal to also 0. Therefore, adding all the three closed intervals or integrals on C1, C2, C3, closed integral over C capital F is equal to 0. What does this mean? This means that F is conservative. Therefore, in case 1 and case 2, both the cases, closed integral over C capital F is equal to 0. Therefore, capital F is conservative, that is closed integral over C F is equal to, let us rewrite it in the original form, that is closed integral over Cp dx plus q dy is equal to 0. Hence, proved. Now, let us see the small representation of the cases that we have considered for the converse. So, case 1, C is a closed curve enclosing the region D. So, let us consider a closed curve and name it as C, and the region, shaded region, is D. Okay, this was for case 1. And for case 2, C is not a simple closed curve and therefore we break it into smaller simple closed curves. So let us draw. It is a DNA like structure, so that we get three different simple closed curves formed by one not simple closed curve. So the first region is D1, second is D2, there's a small mistake here. In place of the first arrow, or the right hand side arrow, will be facing upwards. So the three curves are C1, C2, C3 and the regions are D1, D2, D3. Thank you for watching this video. Please do like, share, comment and subscribe if you haven't done it yet. And do not forget to press the bell icon for every update of a new video. Your queries and comments and also suggestions are always welcome. You can leave them in the comment box. Thank you for watching. Keep learning, keep enjoying.